Hey, Billy.
What's up, Andrew?
I have so much shit to talk about, man.
Brother, we have so much shit to talk about.
You know what? Let's make a fucking podcast.
But what are we gonna call it?
How about so much shit to talk about?
I love it.
I love us.
We got so much shit to talk about. We got so much shit to talk about.
We've got so much shit to talk about.
We're rolling. I clicked the button. Why are you just why are you just looking at me?
Because we watched Freaked, man.
We fucking watched it. We did.
You know, we said we were going to watch it,
And
we watched it.
we did. It's on YouTube for free. How about that? You should watch it too.
Freaked is a great movie.
Oh my goodness. Well.
Great film.
Now,
Because,
we have differing opinions, but,
well,
you know.
Freaked was an amazing, dare I say, one of the best movies ever made.
Oh
Okay.
my! Dare you? Dare you not? How dare you? Is what I say.
But no, it was I remember it being worse than it actually was, but I didn't remember a lot of it. I mean, the plot is pretty.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, but it is no The Room, which we will get to later. Okay, but
This dude, he's so cool, man. Andrew, he went home last night. I had just told him about The Room and kind of given him the backstory. I've followed the phenomenon of The Room for many, many years. So I was excited because I want us to see The Disaster Artist and discuss it. So this dude went home last night and watched The Room. Like, how cool is that?
because we watched Shameless, so we left here. We stayed around for a little bit, so we left here like 10:30ish, right?
So he went home and watched The Room, and it was late. I mean, he had to be tired. His precious,
pretty tired.
His precious little eyes had to be heavy.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness! But he
But-
did it.
but yeah, we'll get to that, and we'll get to Shameless. But Freaked,
Freaked.
it's everything that I hoped that it would have been, because I was really expecting just a garbage movie, and it wasn't garbage. It wasn't
It
great.
was not
but
garbage. It was
It
entertaining.
was. That's a good word for it. Entertaining.
It was entertainment, and if that's what they were going for, it was well provided.
I mean, isn't that what just TV and movies are? It's just entertainment
It is.
and podcasts.
It is. Hey, if you dig it, then cool.
I'd say we are on par. Like, our podcast is in the Freaked category.
Sure.
You know, we're all over the place.
Yes.
It's not terrible.
It's not awful,
but it's no Joe Rogan.
It's not great. No. God damn it. He's got so much experience. But dude, I mean, you should listen to some of the old Rogans back in the days when like all he had on was like porn stars and like it's like, oh, okay, so this is gonna be like the man show of podcasts,
Right.
you know? And it's evolved so much over the years. So congratulations to him. And I'm sure we're gonna evolve too.
Yeah.
You know? Who knows? We may ditch this format and go with something completely new.
The worm knows.
You know, guys, we'd like to do some videos. We're really thinking about the videos. So, if you think you'd
saying
like,
guys is kind of sexist.
yeah, well, you know what?
You're
that is.
limiting our
yeah,
listeners.
that's too assumptuous.
Assumptions?
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna roll with that word.
Okay, Trump.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna own my fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand by it, and I'm gonna say it again.
Assumptions.
That's too assumptuous. So, you know, I will not assume. Anyway.
That's so much shit podcast at gmail.com.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Good job. You get a gold fucking star, man. You learned the fucking email address of your podcast. Like a boss. I love it. That is correct, by the way. So much shit podcast at gmail.com. Let us know if you'd like us to do some videos. So, I guess we can delve in. I mean, we watched Freaked. Let's talk about Freaked. We watched Freaked. So Freaked starts out with Brooke Shields as a talk show host. Right off the bat, as soon as people start talking, you're like, oh, okay. This is going to be one of those movies that's way overacted. I got it. So, like, yeah. Right off the bat, you just know it. So, I like the little subtleties, like the obvious toy plane when they're flying. This is a plane on strings. Clouds are not even moving. They're just like holding a model plane in front of a painted sky or some shit. So, you know, I just think that shit's fun. You just splashed. What is this? What kind? Pumpkin pie ice cream.
Pumpkin pie ice cream. It's good.
That is good. Boy, that was a little tease of a bite. Here we go. Looking at my notes here, and I got to point out right away the annoying bucktooth redhead kid that they refer to as Troll. Yes.
Oh.
Holy shit. That kid is goofy looking as fuck.
Yes, he is. And everything he's in.
Big ass ears, buck ass teeth, red hair. I mean, they really just did him up.
Now, he had fake ears.
Oh, yeah, those were fake ass ears. No way.
But yeah.
No way were those his ears.
Well, like...
He shows up on the plane, right? And
well, you skipped the whole meeting about how do you get on the plane?
Well, he got on the plane because some company named EES, everything except shoes. Because they do everything except shoes. They offered him some kind of a scuzzy deal to go... help me out here. What was he supposed to be doing?
Sell
it was very
fertilizer.
Confusing. Oh yeah. Yeah, the human fertilizer.
I can't remember the actual name of it, but they're trying to sell this fertilizer with like AG42 or something.
Yes. Some crazy chemical.
And he was like no, and he had like his goon squad behind him, and they're just telling him no. And then they offer him money. And they had a spokesperson come out. And they're like, he's been working with it for 8 years. And like, look at him, he's fine. And all of a sudden, he shrinks down to like a midget. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say midget. That's derogatory. A little person. And then...
You know what? Only a midget can tell you if that's derogatory or not.
Man, I'm telling you, it's PC. And I don't want people yelling.
That's why I'm...
So I will say little person. Because I don't want anyone to be offended.
I bet there's like an old school midget
even though
that
I
was
don't
like,
think
back
there's...
in my day it was midget.
I don't think there's any way
we
for
weren't
us...
pussies. There was none of this little people shit.
I don't think there's any way we can just not offend someone on any of these podcasts.
No, absolutely not. So
But
speak freely.
I digress.
Speak freely.
This guy ends up having issues, and they're like, wait, what? But they keep talking to the guy, what's his name? In the...
Rick.
Yeah, they keep talking to Rick, the protagonist, right?
Yeah.
About selling this stuff and going down to Central America or Venezuela or something.
Yeah.
And they offer him like $2 million and they offer him $5 million. And he's like, done. So they end up
funny.
They end up going on the plane.
Well, you know, he talks so clear and just like this all the time. Yeah. So they get on a plane. They fly away.
The plane's so funny.
The kid, dude, he fucking gets sucked out. The door flies open. The kid gets sucked out of the airplane.
The stewardess
as well. Kid falls to the ground.
No, the stewardess just walks over and shuts the door like nothing happened. Because he gets sucked right out.
He gets sucked right out. She goes over. She shuts the door. Yeah, that's right. Like it's not like it ain't no thing. Well, and the lady in the wheelchair got sucked out too. So anyway, kid hits the ground and then like a freaking book or something
hits him on the head.
Falls from the sky and conks him on the head.
What I like about that is they show this scene. There's a farmer out there. There's a huge pile of straw. And you hear Troll screaming. And you're like, oh, he's gonna hit the pile of straw. Yeah. And he just smacks off the ground, does not hit the straw. And he's like, hey, I'm okay. And then a book out of nowhere slams him in the back of the head.
Smokes him.
It's so stupid.
You know, he utilized a lot of weird camera angles and stuff too. Mm-hmm. Like it was just weird, like, up-in-your-face camera angles. A lot of fake backgrounds. The driving was hilarious.
Yes.
Like, when they're in the car. Yeah. So.
Well, on the plane, too, it's funny because back then, like, it was still bad to say bomb on a plane. But
yeah.
they said, oh, let me have your bomb. And she checked his bomb for him in the overhead bin. Like, it was no big deal.
Bomb, 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 bomb. So they pass a roadside attraction that says Freak Show. And it's misspelled. That bothered me. Freek.
Mm-hmm.
Bothered me through the whole thing. But anyway, even in my notes, I misspelled it, which it killed me to do. Actually, if you'll notice,
But
the
it's
first
not
time
misspelled.
I could not.
It's not misspelled.
Nope, that's the way
how
that's how they want to spell it.
That's how they spell it.
Because
So
they're freaks. So they pass a roadside attraction called Freakland, and they decide to stop. And they are greeted instantly by the guy that runs it, be Mr. Randy Quaid, a.k.a. Cousin Eddie. Yeah, that's right, shitter's full. He looks like a magician or like a satanic pimp.
hold on.
He looks like a satanic
yes,
pimp.
But
That's what it
man,
is.
shitter's full, and it's so funny because they all go to the outhouse.
That's true. And of course, it's one of those goofy things where on the outside it's an outhouse, but when you open it up, it's like this huge
It's bigger
fucking
It's
barn
bigger on the
in there.
inside.
Yeah. Huge. It's huge. The black toad guy that like eats the rabbit when they're walking in to his quarters. This dude's so he's like it's this black dude and he's done up like a toad and there's this rabbit and he just his tongue just goes out and he fucking eats it like a toad. So yeah, that was hilarious. But anyway, so they go in there with Randy Quaid and he reveals to them that he makes freaks out of something called a freak machine. And he turns it on and it makes like this like green milkshake looking thing. And all he's got to do is spread this shit, like just put it on you. He'll just rub it right on you, and it turns you into a freak of some sort.
Yeah. So his compadre and the girl that he was picking up because he was lying about who he was and stuff.
Yeah, he had a buddy and a girl.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, we can't touch on everything, but
no.
He spreads it on one half of each of them, and they become twins.
Yeah, conjoined twins.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And okay, so there's like Ortiz, the Hispanic dog dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking hilarious.
Dog boy.
Yeah, dog boy. So.
Or dog man, I guess it would be.
And there's Mr. T as the bearded lady, just fucking priceless. There's this one dude, he's just a giant nose, like his head is just a giant nose. He's got eyes and a mouth, but he's got a nose.
It's
head.
large.
And then there's Sock Puppet Head, which it is revealed later in the film when the sock is removed that he's really a hand. So
Spoiler.
yeah, it's not a sock at all. People wear masks to disguise who they really are.
Which, he is the reason we watched Freaked.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
that was the very first mention.
I brought that up.
You were trying to
And it was
name Bobcat Goldthwait. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So, Worm Guy. There's also Worm Guy. God
Who's
damn
just
it.
a big fucking worm.
Yeah, he's goofy looking, man.
And there's a couple oddball ones, like the scuba diver guy.
Yeah.
I don't understand his thing.
Me neither.
He's just
There's the one lady with the misshapen head who's mostly
Pinhead?
but's got a little ponytail on top.
Yeah.
And she just like screams.
she's like mentally unstable. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just crazy.
And then there's the guy who farts flame 24/7.
Yeah. The flame farter guy. That's hilarious. Oh, and of course the cowboy.
Cowboy. Yeah.
That's oh my god. All right. Yeah, there's a part later with him that I gotta get to. So anyway, so there's all these freaks, right? That's some of his compadres there. Now, Alex Winter, he becomes half freak, and then the other half of him still looks the same. But he's, like, really in denial. that he's like them because he sees them as freaks still, even when he becomes a freak. So, you know, they're kind of touching on the shallowness of major Hollywood actors. Okay, so when it goes into like the circus scene, which comes next, there's definitely a clown saying, "I'll fart your weight." He guesses your weight and then he farts it. So like he's like 109 and then he starts farting
109 times.
We're to believe that he's going to fart 109 times. So that's I was like, the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, and when Alex Winter comes out to perform his, which is Rick, by the way, Ricky, our main character, Ricky Coogan. He comes out to perform, and he does like a Shakespearean monologue or something of that sort, and he nails it, and the crowd cheers and everything, but he doesn't realize until a moment passes that they're cheering because he's a freak. So then he has this like moment of clarity where he's like, oh shit, okay, these people are roundabout making fun of me, you know, so the standing ovation is bullshit. Oh, but we do have to mention, I'd be remiss if we did not mention that before he starts his monologue, they say, any sensitive audience members, please leave, and that gay couple gets up and
Yes.
Anyway, he does his monologue, gets standing ovation, realizes it's because he is a freak, and then he fucking freaks out, and he rips that guy's head off.
That's not because of that though. It's because
now dog my cat. What are you?
Because
what
he has a telepathic connection with Troll.
Oh yes,
Okay.
This is true.
Troll alerts everybody he can that Rick is in this place and he's been turned into a freak or whatever.
And he keeps getting thrown out of doors.
Yeah.
Glass doors.
EES finds out that he's doing this. They find out where Rick is, and the guy shows up, and Rick's been waiting for EES to come save him.
Yes.
So when he sees him, he's like, EES, finally! And he runs down there, and the dude's like, yeah, we're going to go a different way. And he ends up freaking out towards that, too.
He was fucking
that
pissed.
just adds to it.
They didn't want him now that he was half freak.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And he ripped his head off.
He ripped that motherfucker's head off. Yes, he did. Then a riot breaks out. That is when we are introduced to the next scene where that brings us the arrival of, do you know?
The milkman?
The Rasta eyeball henchmen with guns.
Well, it's not the next scene, though.
It is. They show up in the next scene. They don't shoot Sock Puppet in the next scene, but they show up in the next scene. That's the milk scene.
That's what I said, the milkman.
Yeah, that's the same scene that brings us the...
Well, eventually, yeah, I guess. In my head, when you say next, like immediately after. Because next, they wake up, they go into the barn, and they're all talking about escaping.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
Semantics is...
Well, good Lord. Yeah, I'm not doing an exact scene
yeah,
scene here.
That's where I got messed up.
Oh, man. Well, I will watch how I speak.
No, you're good, bro.
No, I will. I will watch.
I'm just being picky,
man. But it's okay. Anyway, in case you people weren't listening, that was exactly what it sounds like. Rasta eyeball henchmen with machine guns. Motherfuckers be having joints in their mouths too.
And their pupils, which are their mouths.
And their pupils. Oh my god. So. Yeah, so Sockhead starts freaking out. Rasta eyeballs come out of the shed smoking joints and shoot Sockhead with machine guns. Now that's actually later. That's where I okay, so I had snoozed or no. That's where I was getting tired and decided to stop taking notes and just lay on the couch and watch the movie. Yeah. So
I mean, a lot happens, but they have another. That's when Sockhead trips and falls, and his sock comes off, and they find out it's a hand.
Well, upon Sockman's death, it inspires everybody to work together.
Yeah.
To stop this motherfucker now, and they start doing a little escape montage where Worm Guy is digging through the ground, and the part that killed me was Noseface dude is fucking milking the cow guy.
Cowboy.
The cowboy. So
the reason being,
it's the weirdest thing I fucking seen.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
The reason being is because
Watching
they're all, they've been using this fertilizer.
yes.
So the ground is fertilized, and this is what transforms them into freaks. So he's been eating grass, so he therefore would have some of the fertilizer in his milk. So they're trying to get that. So Beast Boy can make something genetically alter. So when the main bad guy, puts it on him, he won't kill all the other freaks, which is what he wants. Beast Boy would then kill him, the bad guy, instead.
Yeah.
So they have to dig a tunnel, and he ran out of the freak juice, which is why Beast Boy is half human, half freak.
Right. And they went to get
They had to get the fertilizer from Cowboy.
right.
To
Which he
make
dropped.
the machine work.
Ugh. He dropped it in the lab, so
Yeah, when they're coming back, they set off an alarm, and luckily the guy was watching Cops at that time. But then they knock over a styrofoam cup, and he hears the styrofoam cup hit the floor.
yeah. He
And
doesn't
he
hear
says, styrofoam.
He doesn't hear when it's the master volume on that giant machine is cranked all the way up, and they
Well,
turn
he was
it down.
watching Cops,
Right. So little troll kid, he gets brought to this location, and he communicates with Ricky via ESP, and Ricky tells him, hey, you have to go into the lab and get this bottle of fertilizer that I fucking dropped. Well, there is a meeting taking place during this time with EES and Randy Quaid about their plans of funding him. So hilarious scene. Kid is crawling under the table, and he accidentally touches the EES guy's foot.
First, yeah.
Yeah. And he looks over and thinks it's Randy Quaid playing footsie with him, and he smiles at him.
And he puts his arm around him.
Puts his arm around him. Then on the way back, Kid accidentally touches Randy Quaid's foot. He looks over and thinks it's the EES guy. And yeah, that was
He wasn't pleased about it though. He's like,
no,
man, I'm not that way.
Yeah, like, hey, my door swings right. Yours obviously left. So anyway, kid gets the bottle of shit, but it doesn't quite get where it's supposed to, does it, Andrew?
No, they end up. I don't know where the kid ended up. I don't know where Troll ends up going actually, because they have the thing that night, and he's there in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So when like Beast Boy goes on, he's like, "Oh, I got it here," and he ends up dumping it on himself.
Yes.
Transforming into a troll.
Giant fucking troll freak.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And
Mr. Quaid then puts it on Rick, and Rick turns in and goes full beast mode.
yeah, and he starts fighting the kid.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what the hell are you fighting the kid for right now?
Because what was in there genetically, he had to kill all the freaks.
Yeah.
He was supposed to kill the freaks.
Yeah.
And that's what made him go completely beast. He lost all of his humanity.
Well, and then
But the
EES
troll
shows up, though.
Well, EES is there. They were there the entire time.
No, they were
there the entire time.
They show up in Randy Quaid's room to say, we're here to seize the machine. They stop the fight.
They are there because the troll sits like behind them and they move down the row.
Yeah.
They say, let's get the machine, but they're still out there in the circus tent watching the performance, watching the fight go on.
Right.
And then that's when Randy Quaid gets the gun and
Yeah,
shoots
the
all
big
the EES.
bazooka.
Yeah, he starts shooting the bazooka that's just spitting out this sludge
Yeah.
that transforms people, and this melts all these motherfuckers down.
Yes, he does.
And they turn into a fucking shoe
yes.
with 2 hands. And
Well, but when Rick gets his hands on some of that shit, he becomes full mutant. That kind of sealed Randy Quaid's doom, because what happens next after all that is he gets a spinal cord crushed
oh yeah,
by a top of the dome fist pound.
yeah, pretty sick.
He can't stand up.
Yeah, he said my DNA's maxed, and he hits him and just crushes him.
He just hammer fists him right on top of the head and fucking crushes his spine. Then he punches him into this big vat of like blue chemical goop.
It's all that fertilizer stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then, of course, he reemerges several more times and gets shot every time. And at the end, they all get normal again, except for the worm.
Because they ate the macaroons.
And the Troy.
And
troll.
the worm didn't like macaroons. So
No, he didn't.
Quaid baked the antidote into the macaroons.
That's
Worm
right.
didn't like macaroons, so he didn't eat any. Not
Right.
unknowingly that there was an antidote.
Right.
And the troll didn't have any because they had already ate all of them.
That's correct.
And it ends again on the show with
Brooke Shields was
which is who he
Randy
turned-
Quaid the whole time.
That's who he turns into when he goes into the goop.
Yes.
And they killed him. And then on the show,
yes.
he reveals that it's Randy Quaid or whatever.
And then
they
once
shoot him.
again
and then,
gets shot up.
And then he comes back to life and he gets shot again.
Yeah.
And I think one more time.
And of course Ricky ends up with the chick
Yeah.
when she's no longer a conjoined twin. Although I thought it was funny when her conjoined twin male counterpart was experiencing PMS symptoms.
Oh yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah, that was good shit.
There was
And
a
that
lot
was
of good
freaked.
parts.
I
There was a
mean,
lot of good parts.
Like, that was Freaked in a nutshell. And holy shit, it was as strange as it just sounded. I mean,
Yeah.
and the imagery is great, because I will dare to say that for a low budget independent film,
did
everything
good.
looked wonderful.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I thought they did a
It looked way better
stellar job.
than The Room.
The Room, I just didn't understand the use of green screen. I did not understand. I'm like, why? You can't just go film a scene on a rooftop? Like, that would be...
I know. I don't
that would be
understand.
so much easier.
I don't understand a lot about that movie. So to start, I don't understand the first 30 minutes of it. Is just like a bad softcore porn.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
horrible.
So bad. What I like about The Room is that, I mean, each sentence is as poorly acted as the one before it. So it never stops becoming...
The lines don't make sense either.
No at
Like,
all. Like, the
when he's-
writing is so poorly done.
When he's talking to Peter, the psychologist friend,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, like, who the fuck's Peter? But then he's talking to him, and he's like, come on, you're a psychologist it. And then not 2 minutes later, he's like, with Mark there, he's like, why do you always gotta be a psychologist about it? Like, you literally just asked him to be.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, he was trying to become an actor and just couldn't. But since he had money to spend, he just kind of made it happen himself. And well, that's the product. That's what we got. That's the outcome of a guy being told you suck, saying, you know what, I'll make my own movie then and show you that I don't.
But he did.
But he did.
Well, like, everyone liked Lisa.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And, like, the actress was not that attractive.
Oh no, she couldn't be more plain.
I mean, plain, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, why is everyone attracted to this chick? Like, even some random guy at the party was like, to his girlfriend, Lisa looks hot tonight. Like, and then it just panned away. Like, all right, cool. What?
Well, that's that realistic party dialogue. You know? obviously the guy's been to a lot of parties and he's been able to hone in exactly on how the way people talk. So I thought it was a reflection of real life, you know. I just thought it was so well written. The scenes were very, the visuals were very realistic.
Well, the first sex scene with Tommy and Lisa.
The one where he's banging her stomach.
That's what I said. Yeah. I was like, he has the weirdest dick in the world. And then he goes to the stomach shot, and I was like, he is not at the right spot.
No.
But the second, so like the second sex scene is Mark and her. Well, then the third one is back to those two.
Right.
Tommy and, or what's his name in the movie? Is it Tommy?
Johnny.
Johnny. Okay.
Johnny and Mark.
So Johnny and her, it's the same exact one.
Yeah, it's just
Like they didn't use all of it, but
Well,
they took bits of it still.
and it was so
They did not
uncomfortable
reshoot it.
because they were the length of an entire song. It's like, no, you're not supposed to play the whole fucking song, and it was a long song too.
Like, I was like, babe, that's the same one. She's like, no, it's not. I said, that's the same fucking scene they shot for the first scene.
Yep.
They just reused clips.
Yep.
And she's like, well, that one's the same. I said, it's all the same.
It's the same.
She's like, well, there were flowers. And I'm like, there were. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Oh,
To
it's
just,
something.
That's one I'd like to watch with a big group of friends. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, probably. That would probably be fun.
I've watched it one time only, and it was by myself. And I feel like I missed out on a chance to really have a good time with it. But then again, I can appreciate a movie by myself, so.
Or not appreciate it.
Oh no, I appreciate it very much.
I don't think I do. I could have lived my entire life without watching that movie and be fine.
Yeah, except it's fun to be in on it now. Is it not?
I don't know. I don't know if it is.
Sure. We were a little late, but it's no, you know what, you're not. It's never too late is the thing. That's the old saying. But I looked, and the guy that plays Mark, he's only 39 today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he was very, very young back then.
Yeah. That's crazy, because I thought he'd be in his 20s.
Yeah. Well, I think he
39
would have
to
been in his 20s, but
I don't know when the movie came out.
2003.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
So 14 years ago. So 14 off of, yeah. I mean, he
was in his 20s.
He was in his 20s, but he was young.
Oh, shit, now I think I'm young.
Yeah, buddy. You's a youngin', sir.
Alright, so Shameless.
Shameless. Shootin' loose.
Episode 4?
I think this one was finally 5.
Shit!
I can always check on that. Right fucking now. Hey, I'm gonna check on it right now.
Just check on that, would you?
Would you just check on it?
Just look at it.
Just look at it. Just check on it. She's Shameless, season 8. Let it roll, let it roll. Maybe it was 4.
I think it was 4. But I have been wrong several times before.
It was 5. Right?
I don't know.
4 was fuck paying it forward. I felt like that was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, that was last week. So this was episode 5, The Education of Liam Fergus Beer Chart Gallagher.
I don't know what that means.
Is that his
Oh, wow.
Liam Fergus Beer Chart Gallagher?
Oh, God, that's his whole name.
That's funny. But unfortunately, I don't have a synopsis.
Saddest part, I'm just going to say it. It got sad, and every episode has something emotional. Because Liam... God damn it, not Liam. Lip...
Oh, yeah.
And his sponsor, right? So his sponsor had the kid, and everything's happy, and You can tell he's pretty stressed out about with the kid, which, you know, kids stress you out, especially the little newborn babies and running a business and all that stuff. And, you know, Lip's still getting sex and assaulted by the same woman.
Assaulted hard.
And
she's a beast.
He goes somewhere because he has something for Sierra still, and he probably fucking did something that he shouldn't have, but they haven't revealed that. And when he comes back, that Asian chick says, "You're gone for a long time, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you should probably work on getting a new sponsor. What's his face is around the corner." And he's like, "Around the corner?" He's fucking drunk. Shit-faced drunk.
Yep. In the bar.
Super sad.
It was. I did not like that.
No. But, I mean, you could tell it was leading that way.
Yeah. They were... I mean, he was really, really laying on the fact that he's stressed out very heavy all through the episode up until the part where we find him drinking. So, Showtime describes Season 8, Episode 5 as the following. As Fiona tries to raise the profile of the neighborhood, Ian helps Trevor to raise money for a new youth shelter. Meanwhile, Carl loses his scholarship and gets creative with securing the tuition. Lip stands up to a friend and gets hurt, and Frank teaches the parents at Liam's school all about the working class. All right, let's discuss.
I covered Lip.
Yeah, Lip. Well, I'd like to touch on Lip again because, one, the dude looked like fucking, he got his ass kicked all through this episode. Scratches, deep fucking scratches. blood drawing scratches, bruises, shiners. I mean, this dude's getting his ass kicked to get laid. Kind of feel bad for him. And to top that all off, just the sponsor. God damn it, man. That sucks. So
he does not have a positive male role model in his life. And when he does, something fucks up.
They always let him down.
They're all alcoholics.
Yep. So Fiona has got a little bidding war going on. Not truly a bidding war, but she's trying to get these guys that want to open an urban art gallery to buy this church to put their art gallery in because it's across the street from her apartment building that she's purchased, and she's trying to raise the profile of the neighborhood so she can run a more profitable real estate business that she's venturing in. So anyway, Ian, on the other hand, is trying to help Trevor raise money to buy a youth shelter, and they like the church location and they want it. Fiona hates the idea because it's going to obviously lower the profile of the neighborhood because nobody wants to live around a homeless shelter. And they kind of clash at the end of the episode when Fiona finds out that it's Trevor and Ian that have been holding up progress on her getting this to the art gallery guys. Yeah. Tell them about Carl.
So Carl kidnapped that guy. The guy
that was breaking into houses.
He entrapped him. Well, then he locks the junkie in the basement. He handcuffed him to something. Handcuffed him and he's chained up down there, so you can't get away. Carl has a bucket down there for him to throw up in. He feeds and waters him. He probably has another bucket for his faculties, but he's detoxing this guy, and he won't let him go until he can contribute to society. So it comes that Carl needs money because they gave away his scholarship to a Comanche individual at the school.
Because that kid's 50%.
Yeah. So he needs like $12,000, I think.
Yes, $12,000
in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So he goes to Fiona and he's trying to get money. He's trying to work. He ends up emptying a grease trap, which they're pretty disgusting. They smell pretty bad.
Makes him stink to high heaven.
He he's like spray painting some stuff that Fiona asked him to also to make it look better, which is on the church.
Yeah. He's covering up gang graffiti.
Making it look nice too, because Carl's a talented artist with graffiti.
Yes.
So then he ends up letting this guy go, and the guy ends up coming back with his girlfriend. And he's like, man, I've tried this, I've tried that, I can't get clean. He's like, this is my girlfriend, I want her. Here's like $5,000 or something that he had.
Yes.
And he's like, her parents will pay this much if you just run her through the same treatment that you ran me through. And
$2,500.
so they just take her to the basement. And
Carl, I think, is birthing a business, a detox.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's detoxing motherfuckers. Goodness, you got what's her fucking name?
Debbie?
No. Oh, fuck Debbie, man. Fuck Debbie, man. God, she just continues to be terrible, as always. Fucking terrible, intolerable. I don't even want to talk about that bitch.
Svetlana?
Yes, there we go. Thank you. Svetlana and V.
V's an idiot.
Yeah, she is.
Okay,
She's weak.
I will play devil's advocate.
She's weak.
I like Svetlana.
I do too.
You know, she came from Russia. She is a whore.
But
and she knows stuff. She's
smart. I don't like how she... I liked when they all had chemistry together.
Yeah.
Ever since there's been weirdness from the get-go, now it's like, it's hard because you got to be Team Kevin V, but goodness, God love them. They're simpletons.
Yes.
So I get it. Svetlana, we don't know if we can trust her is the thing. Like, if that's just how she is and she's trying to make the bar as profitable as it can be, then I guess I still like her.
Well, I think she's trying to make the most money for herself. And to be fair, like, with some of the stuff, she is making more for the bar than they are.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah.
So,
no doubts.
But with her using the sex to get whatever she wants, that's kind of like the product of her environment. That's what she's done her entire life.
She ate V out, and now she gets her way.
Yeah.
And Kevin, he's just experimenting with new Kentucky-based fashion.
It's so funny.
Yeah, he's really trying to get in touch with his roots. So, Francis.
Frank's a beast.
He entered his 40s in this episode.
You have a birthday?
Remember, he said he was moving. He was in his 20s earlier. A couple episodes
that's right.
ago. He said he's moving into his 40s now.
Yeah.
And he's growing up a little bit. So he's trying to show the school system that the reason they're giving Liam bad grades is because they're not taking into consideration his background, what he knows, life as he knows it compared to life as these rich kids know it. So,
they call it it's discriminatory or something, right?
Yeah.
So they say.
And since all these high-class moms want to fuck Frank for some reason...
He does.
He does. He does. He smashes.
Fuck one.
He smashes pee holes with some 9 of a...
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
MILF, yeah. Who knows? But since they all want him, he kind of gets his way around the school now. So he's kind of sucking that up, which is hilarious. And he's got Liam on his team, so Liam knows the deal. He knows he's helping Dad smash some poon.
Yeah.
So
Liam's learning from it.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And one day Liam will smash all the poon. And that's what the gang's up to, guys. That's what's going on Shameless. And
I'm pumped for next week. The
And we
spoilers for it
Fucking
looked
watched
good.
Freaked.
And watch Freak.
The spoilers did look good.
You know,
That's
I
gonna
am
be a
sorry,
fun episode.
but my head hurts so bad right now
Yeah.
that I feel like I might throw up.
What?
So I'm gonna have to go home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to just call it.
Yeah. I'm very congested at the moment myself.
But I definitely wanted to get it all talked about since we did all watch all the things
You
this
poor
weekend.
thing.
But
Guys, could you send Andrew a get well soon email at somuchshitpodcast@gmail.com? Let him know
Could you
that
do
you're
that? Could you do
concerned.
that?
I mean, listen,
Can you
guys.
send one to Billy
we're-
too?
God, I would like a little.
So I'm sure this is gonna be short, but I gotta go.
You gotta go.
I do not feel well. My head just hurts very
Yeah.
badly, you know.
Okay.
So I guess we'll meet again next week and talk to these jabronis.
We got so much shit to talk about. We got so much shit to talk about.
We've got so much shit to talk